All right, we're back at it. And what I told you was that I wanted to get it on the frame table before I did any more to it, because it's all over the place and I can't do anything to it. If you just started watching, I bring this thing from outside. I got it on a trade, and it's a 34 Chev, and basically on the 30 Chev, 30, I don't know, anyways, in the 30s in the Chev, seemed to have a lot of wood. They had a fantastic chassis, but they stuck with the wood in the body. Ford had a fantastic chassis, but went more metal. That's why I guess they say Henry Steel Ford, because it had a little bit more metal in it than the Chev. The Chev stayed on to the buggy for a while because of the wood, obviously. But as we're doing this, I got inspired to come out here and chop this thing apart to make something out of it. I kept looking at it, and you know, I said, Jolene, I can make that car out of that. And this morning was the day, or yesterday morning was the day that I said I was going to get up and do something with this. And here I am. What I've done is I've took the wheel wells. This is a 4-door car. I've taken the wheel wells, which were here, and I moved them back here, just like the toy. So basically, I'm doing what the toy is telling me to do, and we're going by eye, and we're guessing. And we're guessing every bit of it. I'm not measuring nothing. I'm not I say I'm measuring things. I'm measuring, you know, I've got it tied down on this side of the chassis that far, same distance on this side as that side. I've tied it down. Yes, I am measuring that way, but I'm not measuring how far up the fender should be, or how far back the box should be, or how long the door is. I'm not doing that. If I was going to do that, well, then I might as well start building it from scratch, and that's not my car, that's their car. As I'm building this car has come from outside, and this is coming from my imagination, and this is what I'm doing. I've decided to build a car that resembles this. It's not exactly like that, but resembles. So this is basically where I'm at. I've cut the wheel wells out of it, and I've moved them to the back of the car. I've got the cowl sitting there. You can see that the cowl is empty. There's nothing in it. There's no wood in it. No nothing. There's a piece of insulation. Even the doors are just metal, and they have a lot of wood in them. Does not bother me. I can weld to that just as well as I can weld to that down there, and I can disregard the wood if I want to. Doesn't bother me a bit. And as I do this, I'm just trying to get a body to look like something. I'm starting with a body to give me a visual what I'm going for, and what I'm doing is I'm just sizing up the back fenders here. I'm sizing that up with this, and I'm taking the fender and putting it on, and me and Joni are looking at it and that sort of stuff. And basically that's all I'm doing. As I have it sitting here, like I told you, I wouldn't do nothing to it until we made another video. So we're going to make another video at the present moment, what I've done to it. I've taken a piece of square tubing and welded it across the front. I welded it across the front wheel well to the other side of the wheel well. And I've taken a measure tape and I've measured from here to there is 3.5, and on the other side is 3.5. Then I took a measuring tape and I measured from here to there. I don't know what the measurement is, but the same. And I took a measurement from there to there and the same. Then I've welded it down to this frame table. So I've welded the inner fender down, welded the inner fender down, and I've welded the fender down on the inside, which is welded to the top of the car. We've just got everything tacked. And that's basically what's going on. We're kind of going to scratch build this thing as quickly as possible. I am not going to weld it all up and make a beautiful car right at the present moment. I'm just going to fabricate probably the cowl back. What I mean by the cowls, the doors, the cowl there, put the doors on it, get the trunk made, and connect the fenders on. So I can see what it is, maybe make a running board or something, because the running board is really cool. It runs up on the door, which I really like. I can't wait to make this piece around here and go up on that door, because the door runs up on it. So anyways, I'm at the back here right now. I've got this square tubing in here, and I just kind of leveled it up here at the post. Just put a level on that just to see if my post is straight, to see if I'm, you know, that's basically all I put it on here for, just to see if my post is straight. I got a ball in there. So that's my post is straight. Each side of my wheel well is on the same place. So we're squared up. We're just tied down. It's not you know, it's shaky, but it's tied down. And basically that's all I want, someone to hold it for me. And I haven't got nobody except this table. And this table is perfect because it's stationary and it's level. I've got, this is what's going on in my head. This is what's going on in my head. And I can't expect you to know if I don't tell you. As I have the wheel well on here, just kind of guessed and drew a line and put it up in there. Me and Jolene eyed it and see how far we wanted it up on the window. And that was just a guess. And that's how I like to build things. When I put the fender on there, I've noticed that I have this piece here still coming. I like this piece here. I got the back door. The back door usually fit against this piece here. I've got to do it side. What I'll do is I'll go outside and get the panel off that door. I will cut it across here nice and straight. And I will lap or, well, I'm not sure yet. And I will bring it down and finish that piece off to continue that post down. That'll finish that. That's the panel for there. Now I have the wheel well here. And now when I look at the toy, it's all fender in the back, and then it's got that trunk. It's all fender in the back, then it's got that trunk. So what it tells me is, when I look at this lip here, if you want to come over and take this lip here, this body line here, when it comes to the body here, I'm going to have to cut this off. I'm going to cut it off of the body right here. And then I'm going to zip cut this all off. I can cut it off from the inside here, cut it all off on the inside, right along there. And then when I put my fender on, these are going to be gone. These just unclip from the bottom. These unclip from the bottom. I'll pull them off. Put my fender on, and I am going to weld my fender on all the way around. I'm going to weld my fender on. I'm going to weld it on the inside, all the way along. When I put my fender welded on the outside too, when I cut this off, then I can fill these holes, and then I can fill this and make this fender all one, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm cutting it off like this with the body here, and I'm going to zip cut it right along here. Then I'm going to shove my rear fender in there. Got a rear fender right here. I'm going to shove my rear fender in there. And then I can weld my fender to this piece. So you will not see this piece. This piece is going. And when I weld this fender to this inner fender, and I weld it all the way along there, and weld these holes up and fill it, you'll think I will have one fender, just like they have on their car. We'll have one fender. As I have that going, that took a little bit to figure out in my brain. As I have that going, I had a little bit of rod on this side, so I decided to put a little piece there, and I put a little piece on the other side. I was going to make a cross member here that welded to each side inner wheel well to hold it. And then when I got thinking a little bit more about it, while I'm doing this, we've come up with this. As the fender goes on, this is not going to be here no more. Remember, I'm cutting that off. Fender's being welded on. That's going to be made into one fender. So this is going to actually be the inside of the fender, and that's going to be the outside of the fender, and we're going to weld it on right there. So that's going to be really nice there. What I've got figured out, on the back it has the trunk where the tires are. I've got this piece, and we've decided, what did we decide? We decided we're going to go in amongst this two body line, in the middle of these two body lines here, and then this piece is going to run like this. It's going to go here to your wheel well, and then I can make a pattern. I'm going to fit this to the shape of the car here, fit it in there a little bit better, weld it in there. I'm going to put a cross member down the bottom down here, from wheel well to wheel well, and I'm going to set that on there. Then I can take a sheet of metal and weld it on here, right down to the wheel well, nice and flat, like the toy has it. And then I'll go to the other side. We'll do another one. Sheet metal will go in here. That's part of the fender now. Sheet metal will go in here. Close that off. Cross member across the bottom. And that's basically just for shape. The bottom of the wheel well, I've noticed I got a little tiny rot right there, right there, I got a little tiny rot. That one's actually awesome. But it does not matter to me if there's any rot there or not. because I might not even use it. I might square tube up here, or square tube up here and down the other side. I might square tube it and cut the access off. So I really don't want to do too much to it. I'm more or less looking for shape, shape, shape. I'm looking for the shape first. When it comes to the chassis, I would just cut it and make it fit down over the chassis. No matter whatever I had to do, I would just cut it to make it fit. But as I get going here, I've got these two pipes figured out. They're just mandrel bent pipes. I add a little bit to them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit to that one. I'm going to shape these two pipes to fit the back of the car. I'm going to put a cross member in there, and we'll cut a piece of paper. I can even cut that off. I can even cut this off on this side to show you what it looks like with the fender and the side on, and that'll be a good visual. That'll be a good visual. Okay, so this is one of them. I'm going to weld the other one up right this second. Right behind you, sweetheart. Where's Fina's pillow? Here, Fiend Bean. Straight behind you. And all I'm doing right this present moment is welding up a piece of pipe. Fina's got more going on right now than I do. Just welding up a piece of pipe. And I'm just going to put that on here. Don't need a ground. Good thing I caught myself, eh? I don't know, a good thing or not. It still slows you down. Trying to get it to bite in good, that's all. Blowing holes now. You know when you got penetration when you're blowing holes. Welding it up so she's good. Alrighty, got that piece. I got a piece I cut for the back. I've got to cut it again because it's too long. What I'm doing is I'm just using metal from anything. I think this was from a rack of some sort. And that's what I have, and that's what I'm using. It is what it is, isn't it, baby? Huh? It is what it is. I gotta see which way I'm going here. I had this I put a piece of sheet metal in there because I was going to put that cross member across there, and there was a little bit of rot going on. I couldn't get too far ahead because Jolene wants to see the process. We all want to see the process, actually. And basically, where that's got to go is right on top of that metal where I've got that tacked. You know, I'm going to cut this a little bit more so it'll fit in there a little bit better, and then we'll go from there. And something like this, the sandblaster I have out there, is a great thing. I can run this thing out and sandblast it like a diesel sandblaster. No, we got to bring it in further. Car's in amazing shape for the year. I think it is anyways. Take a little more off her, Chetty. Take a little more off her. And basically that's just the wheel well. I've cut out of the car and moved it back. This piece right here is just holding it in place. I've got it welded on the outside of the table. Got it welded on that side of the table, and it's just holding it in place. I got it tacked there, right there in the wheel well, and I got it tacked right there. And what's going on with this? What's going on is I've measured that, put them both in the same place. I can still get that off. I'm hoping that that'll reach. So that right now, this is the cross member in the back of the car to hold or to do what I want done. Perfect. Baby wants that shut off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this fit up here. I'm going to make this fit and then weld that down there. I'm going to put a piece of paper in there and see what it looks like. And that's basically it. And if it's not exactly the same, it wasn't supposed to be. Right, baby? Right? It was not supposed to be. So I'm just holding that in there tight. What I'm going to do is just hold the pencil against the car and see how much needs to be taken out. That's all. Just scribing the pipe to the car. Just going to take a little bit out, see what happens. Now, not too much more. Don't fit bad, it fits really good on this side. I'm going to do it one more time. This is what I'm doing. I'm just taking my marker, setting it on the side of the metal, and then tracing. Excuse me for a sec here. Trace that around. And all I'm trying to do here, when I trace that off, it would be perfect if I could trace the longest distance on that side. So, I was about that far away, wasn't it not? Farthest distance. That's a little shy, so I will cut the line, try to get it. She is. That's good on the. Yeah, nice gap, penetration. Feels good on that. Looks good on that. Come look at this. Come here. So this would be my cross member. This is my cross member, and all I'm going to do is eye this up straight. On this one here, I can eye it up straight on there and put it straight on that side. Then I know it's straight because it's straight on the frame table. I know it's straight and get it tacked down. Now I can just clean that up around there, clean that up around there. I'm going to weld that on. I'm going to weld that on, weld this on. I'm not sure if I'm going to weld that down in there, if I'm going to put a piece in there or not. But if you can picture it, this is part of the fender now. So when the peat metal goes on here and comes down here like this and goes on a face down here, this is welded down here. It has to be filled, weld that there. This will have to be taken off. This comes over here, and this welds to the fender. So this little piece here probably will come off. But this is fender now, and it's going to come out here. Then the 2 tires can go on the back of the car, right there. So you can have our trunk right there. All right. Just gonna mark that. All I want to do is mark that. Maybe they clean it, so I can weld it. This down here. Clean that in there. First, I got to get the cross member put in, and then I can do that. I'm going to stand back here now and just take a look. I don't mind that, you know. That one over there, like you said, comes down with the fender a little bit. That one there rolls down. This one here, this little car here kind of rolls down like that, and then rolls, yeah, it kind of rolls back like that. But we're building something that resembles this. I'm going to go with this. I'm happy with it. And then we get a sheet metal that goes in. Let's get it tacked on and see what it looks like. I want to turn the welder on, put that piece in first, then I'll put this piece in, and then I'll cut the other piece. I got a little bit of hurry on that. Should have probably put that in place first. Just trying to clamp that down. And all I'm doing on this side, there's a little tab. As you come down here, baby, there's all I'm doing. There's a little tab right there, and I'm going to the other side. You can see the tab on this side, and I'm just flushing them up, and I'm welding them on. See that little tab right there? Same with that little tab. Now it's welded on, so it stays in place. Watch your eyeballs from here. Penetration on this side, baby. We got penetration on this side. Coat hanger. I know I got coat hanger here because I was messing with it. Anyways, I'll find it in the floors. Gonna pull this off. I'll show you what I use coat hanger for. See this? See that distance? See that distance I got going on there? It's not good. Just hard to weld. And what I'll do is I'll weld the 2 sides going down, and then I'll find the coat hanger and show you what I do it. How I do it. Put that on there. I'll let that heal for a minute. Turn that off. I'm going to get that flapper wheel. Knock off the paint on this piece. And when I was all done, I like to go up there and sandblast this thing clean. That's what I do. I try not to not to do any more sandblasting than I have to. Knock the weld off this pipe because I made it a little bit longer. Not knocking it all off. I can. And then there'd be nothing there. And there'd be nothing there. That's basically what I'm going for. Our trunk is not, what can I say? The trunk on this car will not be laid back. It'll be come straight down. And I have nothing wrong with that. Just because of the effect of the fender and that sort of stuff. So it does not bother me. I could, cut this and laid that out, I suppose. Then I would have had, but that does not bother me. I like it like that. I like that this part of the fender, this will be more part of the fender now instead of the inner fender. The trunk will be just like a little trunk on the back, and basically that's what it's for. It'll be a little trunk on the back. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to push that over. I'm probably going to push that over as tight as I can on there, and then get the level and try to push it straight, I think. That's what I'm going to do. That makes sense? I'm going to tack it on the bottom on the side, right down tight. Tight on that, I suppose. And then try to put a square in there. Square it up. I'm gonna try that. It's good and tight down there, not bad. The reason I tacked it here instead of there, because if it has to go either way, that weld can move a little bit, you know what I mean? Slow down, Hiltz, slow down. I'm gonna get that. Strain my pooper. Should I cut that and bring that back out? That looks nice. Look at that. I like that. I'm going to push it right there and nail it. It's nice and tight. Lever. Watch your eyes. We're in between that. We're nice and tight up against that. If that is in a little bit. Yeah, we're in a little tiny bit. That's okay. Because that can be angled that way a little bit. Then just angle it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So this one will be going here. I got the right one at the right spot. Jeez, they're both the same length. This will tell me, won't it? Doesn't seem like they're both the same, does it? We can look at this one here. Exact same thing gotta be done in this one. Drive it. Work. Messed up a bunch of cords. In that mandrel bend, or you know what I mean? That's fitting nice up there. I can deal with that. I don't like that. See, we're off about a quarter. Too much. Put that up in there. I'll just go like that, weld that there, and push that back down, then weld that back up. And I'm just moving that minute, but it needed it, so I moved it. And what I'm going to have to do is scoop this out a little bit more. Make it fit just a little bit better. actually gonna weld that up first. And I am gonna get a coat hanger. Gotta find a coat hanger first. I had one on the floor here. There we go, I just don't know where I stuck it or where I put it. I had on the other side. I've got one on the bottom of the welder there. I just want to weld up that gap, that's all. I'm kind of on that. And the only reason I use these things is because I can get them for free. And when I get in predicaments where I've got a gap, where I'm going fast, sometimes I got a gap, I can fix it no problem. Just grab a coat hanger and put it into the material and tickety-boo. Tickety-boo. Turn this on. Welder's the ground's on. Welder right here. Now I've got a gap in this over here. See, I got a big gap right there. Got that gap going on. I'm gonna fill it right now. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You know, now I'm just going to clean that off. I'm going to clean that where I've got that welded. We're going to weld that pipe in there now. Ooh, wrong one. Hard to believe, but that's what inspiration looks like. And I can play with this whenever I want to, you know? I can play with it whenever I want to, sort of thing. It's something I can have fun with. I have to try to make sure. I'm going to put that on right there. That's where it feels good. I'm going to turn the welder on first. First, I'm going to do a little eye spy. Just slow down here a little bit. I'm going to do a little eye spy. That's tilted in a little bit on this one. I've tilted a little bit in on this one. Good, good, good. See, we're tilted like in this way with the wheel. We're tilted in this way a little bit with that one. And we will adjust, you know, if it's crooked or wrong, or we will adjust. Now I gotta get down under this. Oh, that's good. I'm just going to tack it, man. I'm just going to tack it. Can't get it off that place nice and easy. I don't think I want to tack it there. If I want to tack it right and get it off easy. Basically, I'll push that ahead. Turn this off. Thank you, sweetheart. Turn that off. I'm going to push this ahead. And what we'll do, move this door. Only reason moving it ahead for is to look at it. No, go ahead, Fina. And I want to get behind it to look at it, you know, and that's basically it, you know. Other than that, you gotta stand back once in a while and just look at it. Would you just look at it? That looks pretty good to me, you know, for looking the distance between the back window on this side and the back distance on this side of the window. You can take a look at it if you like. I spy it. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to cut the top of this off. That's just tacked on here for now. Do you like it? Mm-hmm. Looks good? Okay. I think it looks good. Let's do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut this one off. Right now. Why not? I can do it. I can do it. All I have to do is put my saw into it. I have this one. No. Maybe I'll just do the plastic cutter. Plastic cutter is just fine. There we go. So, if I haven't explained what's going on, I am making myself happy by doing what I want and throwing a car together. That's what I'm doing. And then I'll be happy. Coming off, obviously. If not, too late. I might have to use a piece up here, I'm not sure of this. But also, this shape right here is going to have to go around this here. This shape right here is going to continue on to go around here and end off on this metal. So there's going to be metal down this face right here. And this shape will be a new piece come in here. We'll cut that off so it's nice and square across there. Kind of put a new piece in, square it up nice. And then weld that in there just as nice as possible. Come in here and brick weld to this sheet and down to the wheel well and to the metal. I'm going to put a piece of paper in there. Put that on there and take that there. Give me a minute. Just make it a little smaller. And all I'm doing is making a pattern to put in there just for a visual. That's all I'm doing for a visual. Thanks for the Bristol board, guy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. That's kind of basically what you're gonna get there. Put tape on that. I think it's my first time doing it. Huh? I think it's my first time. That does not want to behave for me. Does not want to behave. So. So we will make this metal. If you can see how I got this piece made. This piece will come down on top of that a little bit. We won't slide it down there. We'll bring it over. We'll hang it over this way. We'll hang it this way. And we'll bring it on top of this all along here so we put a nice weld on it. Also the water can run down this way. This piece will come in here and weld to this piece. This piece will have to be notched out and welded to the back of the cab to finish that off. We will make a piece for the top and make a piece inside of it. Basically, let's put the fender on. The fender on for a second. And everything I'm doing right now, don't know if I like that or not. I might shorten this up. I might relief cut this. See how I relief cut this one? It's kind of square up there, is it not, right here? You know what I mean? Like, is it? See what happens. That pink crystal board doesn't help. Hold on, do it. See if I can get this fender stay on. Sitting in there, you can see how I'm going to weld the fender. Come look, you can see how I weld the fender together once I get it tight. Once I get it tight, this is my fender. Inner and outer, all one fender. This is the back piece that comes down. This is where the tire is set, and it should be angled. I think this should be angled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off. Cut them off. I'm going to leave, no, I can't leave that the same. I'm going to open them up, and I'm probably going to cut some off, you know what I mean, on this length right here. Now, down the bottom, I think I'll leave, I'll leave that, and basically what I'll do is I'll set them up the same. I'll relief cut them both the same, and then apply them back onto the car, but I'm going to make an angle on them. I'm going to make a little angle down, and a little angle out, so we'll open them up a little bit. That's fine. What I do with after is just come in here with the welder and weld that up. So what happens here is we want to take the car, do we want to take a look at that? So here's what we got. Here's what we got right there. Here's what we got. And basically right now we're just trying to make this trunk piece for the car. So here's our fender. This is our trunk piece. We could bring the fenders up higher. Don't know if we need to or not. Don't care to. Basically, it's pretty well lit, you know what I mean? I don't know what else to say other than that. I want a piece of tape for the side. It's nice for visuals just to see when I close the gap up. Now this would be metal, obviously. You can do your car this way, but it don't last long. Close in there, close that off. Kind of gives you a visual for your eye. That's all I'm trying to do. Close it in. If it would be closed in. And I'm going to come back and take a look at it. And that's how you do this sort of stuff. You just keep taking a look, keep taking a look. See if you like it. Doesn't look bad to me. I don't even know if I'm going to change it now. That's the back part of it. I'm going to go up there and hold the door up for it. Still have to chop it yet. And that right there will totally look different when the chop happens again too, eh? So what I've got to do is, you basically see what's going on. I put a cross member across there. That holds the wheel wells tight, everything's held tight. I'm basically putting the trunk in now, and what I have to decide is whether I like it, the height it is, because I can bring it down lower. I can bring it down a lot lower, and that's the case. Like I can bring it down underneath the body line and bring it down here. What do you think of that one? Down lower. That's going to be all an opinion, I guess. But that's where I'm at right now. Just put those on, show you how I'm doing that. I'm going to try to get this tight. How long are we?
55.
55? Okay. I guess we'll just leave it as that. Putting the trunk on the Bugatti. I can see it. Can you see it? I can. It's just a matter of going for it. The fender's on there. I can see the toy. I got my hand here. The fender, when it comes up the front, it's got a nice, it don't go down like this. It goes like this. So when you get here, I'll make a piece and bend it round and bring it like that. And I'll make the fender, I'll cut the fender and make a piece to do that. Should be no problem. These fenders are a little different shape. They're kicked up back in the back a lot higher than this car is. But we are making something that resembles this. Especially when we get the cowl on, we're going to chop this. So we'll cut this. We'll probably cut it 3 inches probably. Jolene wants one at the back window. Right down. I think that's close enough, to be honest with you, right along that body line. It's close enough for the back window to be down. What I am going to do is I'm going to take 3 inches out of it and just bring it down and make a smaller back window. I think it would just look nicer, a smaller back window. We'll take 3 inches all the way around and we'll stick it back on. Put the doors on, cut the tops of the doors off. Put the cowl on, lean the windshield down like this, and we'll bring our roof to match. I never thought of that. So, when we do the windshield, I just thought of it now, when we do the window, and we get that rake on it that we want, that'll tell us how much we're going to chop it. Alrighty, I'll probably do a few things to it with, and let Jolene rest a little bit. I'll probably I don't know if I'm going to change these or yet or not. I don't have to show you that. I don't think I'm going to change them or not. But I'm just going to weld that all the way up around there. Weld that all the way around there. That'll hold it on nice and tight. Weld it down here on my cross member. Connect it to inside my fender. And then I can square tube anything I want up in here when I'm done. But right at the present moment, I'm just trying to get the look. I don't know if I enjoy. This shows a little different. This shows difference in height and this difference here. That's what it shows. And it lays out, when it lays out this way, so when the tires come out, they come up on an angle. So I think I'm probably going to have to change that. And what I mean by that is just split it and get the angle that I want, rework it, and get this to come down a little bit and that out a little bit. That means just, by doing that, that means shortening both ends. Like, share, comment, and that's what we're building. For creativity, for something, for me, actually, it's for me. And I like it.